People have some pretty strong opinions on a lot of things in this RC hobby, and I would say none stronger and more polarizing than the humble Traxxas metal gear. You'll find these Traxxas metal gears in a lot of different vehicles, ranging from their cheapest all the way up to their most expensive. And people's opinions on these gears range from they are just as good as any other gear to they are cheap monkey metal cast garbage. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at these gears, see what they're made of, see how they're made, and talk about how they stack up against other types of gears. Before we do that, I want to let you guys know that statistically speaking, all the cool kids are subscribing to this channel, so if you want to be a cool kid, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to get notified of future videos. There are four main types of materials you're going to see in this RC hobby for gears. The first one will be a molded plastic. Second one will be a cast aluminum or zinc. You'll see me expertly adding this in and editing here because I don't have one on hand. Third one will be sintered steel. And the fourth one will be a CNC machined billet steel. All of these materials have their advantages and disadvantages. Let's talk about each one in turn. First one's gonna be plastic. Of course, plastic is lightweight, cheap to make, but there are a couple of other advantages to it as well. The primary advantage to a plastic gear is that it is a cheap and easy to replace mechanical fuse. If you have something go wrong in the system, you have a huge shock load, something like that, these gears will strip off, saving something else from breaking. And like I said, they're cheap and easy to replace. They're also more quiet than metal gears, which some people really like. Disadvantage, of course, is it's plastic, so it's weak. The next step up from that's going to be cast zinc or aluminum. Now, this may or may not be a step up depending on how these are made. Typically, you'll see these in really cheap off-brand cars. They are found in some name brand cars. Axial used to use them in a lot of their vehicles and their differentials, and Hobao still uses them in their spider gears inside their differentials. These are going to be cheap to make, but once again, fairly weak because materials like aluminum and zinc are not really good materials to make gears out of, which is why you really don't see them in vehicles much anymore. Next step up from that's going to be sintered steel. This is going to be the gears that you're going to find in Traxxas vehicles and will also be in a lot of spider gears in differentials, and you'll see them in some other name brand vehicles as well. And finally, the type of gear that you'll see in most high-end vehicles will be CNC machined billet steel. This started out as a chunk of steel, and then they just removed all the material that they didn't want, and you're left with a very solid and strong gear. This is going to be the strongest manufacturing process that you can get. It's versatile. It can be made from a lot of different types of steel, and it can be hardened appropriately. If you want best strength and longevity, this is what you're going to want to go with. However, these gears are also the most expensive to make. Let's take a closer look at Traxxas gears. Not all Traxxas gears are made like this, however, a lot of them are. This is sintered powdered steel. Basically how these are made is a mold is created that is the negative of the shape that they want. Then they take a special blend of a very finely powdered steel, pour it into that mold, and then using high heat and pressure, they squish that mold together, and the grains of the steel actually grow together. They don't melt, but they just grow together in a process known as sintering. What you're left with is a gear that is the exact shape and dimensions that they want, with no machining required afterward. That's a huge advantage and a huge cost advantage. The disadvantage to this is it can never be as strong as a billet machined gear. Now, how much weaker is this? That's a hard question to answer, but in my research I found that properly made sintered steel gears can be 80% the strength of their CNC machined counterparts. It's very important to differentiate this from a cast part. This is not cast steel. It was not molten metal that was poured in. This is sintered and is a lot stronger than a cast part. Sintered steel can be hardened, and this gear is hardened. This is not some sort of monkey metal. This is not pot metal. This isn't tin or aluminum or a zinc alloy or anything like that. This is genuine steel. So, is this an appropriate material to put in a $1,000 or an $800 car? Personally, I think that at this point, probably not. Many years ago, it cost a lot more to machine gears like this. These days, it's not nearly as expensive. It's still more expensive, but not nearly as expensive. And when you have a $1,000 car, you really should have the best gears in it that you can. These gears aren't bad though. As long as they're meshed properly and treated well, they can last a really long time. The problem is they're not as tolerant to abuse as gears like this. All right, so Traxxas sintered steel gears, that's the truth about them. Are they monkey metal? Are they cast? No. Are they the best gears you can get? No. So what do you guys think about these gears? Do you think Traxxas should be putting them in these expensive vehicles like they are? Or do you think they should be left in more budget-focused machines? And what's your experience been with these gears? Do they stay solid for you, or have you broken a bunch of them? Let me know down in the comments. Alright guys, I hope that's helpful and clears some things up. That's all we have for this video. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.